Hello and welcome to another edition of Chill with Kaiju Kim. I'm Kaiju Kim. Hope you're all doing well on this lovely afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. First off, I'd like to apologize for not streaming last week. I had just gotten back from vacation and my brain was not working properly. And I'd also like to apologize if I sound a little stuffy at any point during the stream. I seem to have brought home some germs with me during my vacation. Feeling a bit under the weather, but the show must go on. And for tonight's show, the topic is the joys of filmmaking. And joining me is a fellow YouTuber and a budding filmmaker. You know him, you love him. He is TitanGoji.
What's up, y'all? How's it going?
How's it going? What's new?
Not much else really. Aside from streaming watch parties on Tokyo Titan Cast.
That's always fun. All right, let's see who we have in the chat. We have GSTE. I don't know what that stands for, but hello, how's it going?
Oh, it stands for Godzilla Save the Earth.
Ah, gotcha. All right, we got Toku Punk Productions. We got Valerie.
Hey.
One part of Team Savage there. And Michael Hamilton. What's good? Michael Hamilton. And Shay. What's good?
Yo.
Hello, hello. All right, so for the two people in the audience who do not know who you are, why don't you give us a little introduction?
Okay, so hello, my name is Davis Madole, also known as TitanGoji. I'm a content creator on YouTube. I mostly do movie reviews. I recently uploaded one about David Cronenberg's Crash, and I'm also an aspiring filmmaker. I made my own short student film earlier this year, and other than that, I'm just really passionate about filmmaking, what goes into it, just basically like the overall like art and craft that like goes into it, which is what we're going to be talking about in this stream.
Indeed. All right. And no, it is not COVID. It is just a cold. Thank you. All right.
That's good.
All righty. So before we get rolling into our main topic, I like to ask my guest 3 questions. So we're all Godzilla fans here, right? So what got you into Godzilla? Oh God, he's just this giant lizard. I think he goes by the name of Godzilla. All right.
Got it.
All right. So what got you into Godzilla? What's your favorite Godzilla movie? And what is your favorite non-Godzilla kaiju movie?
All right. Oh wait. This is for me or the chat? I remember you said for. Okay. All right. So what got me into Godzilla was the PlayStation 2 game Godzilla Save the Earth. My dad took my older brothers and I to Best Buy when I was 4. We got the PlayStation 2, and Godzilla Save the Earth just happened to catch our attention. I mean, it was basically like, I mean, we've all seen the cover of it. It's Godzilla looming over a city, breathing his atomic breath. There's all these monsters fighting. It looked really cool, especially to a 4-year-old such as myself at the time. So we bought it. We played it a lot. It was so much fun. And then my dad comes in later and says that it's that there's like movies about these monsters. So like the next day we go to the mall and we got that classic media DVD set. Not the one that that's like that sturdy box with like the silver cases for the DVD covers. This was like the shiny one with it had Godzilla King of the Monsters, the original, Rodan, Godzilla's Revenge, Mothra vs. Godzilla, and Terror of Mechagodzilla. And it was thanks to that set that Terror of Mechagodzilla ended up being my first Godzilla movie, which I absolutely adored. I really liked how action packed it was, how grounded it was, and I really appreciate everything about that particular film, from the characters, the effects, the music, the direction, the writing, and so forth. And as for my favorite Godzilla movie, I'd have to say, okay, so it kind of changes from time to time, but right now it's GMK. I think Shusuke Kaneko is a fantastic director. I mean, look no further than the Gamera trilogy and his Death Note movies. Those are incredible as well. And just his like the way he brings these worlds to life, like through storytelling, is pretty wonderful. Especially in the case of GMK, where there's there's a lot of commentary on imperialism going on in that particular film. As Godzilla is essentially the spirit of Imperial Japan in that sort of film, and does act as a
Don't lie, James. We all know it's GVK.
yeah, GVK was how I got into Godzilla. But anyway, um, so yeah, GVK, it's absolutely brilliant on a writing standpoint, especially from a directorial standpoint. Plus, I mean, it's like the perfect blend of like a Godzilla story as well as like a monster mash, and the way it like puts those two together is truly amazing. But as for my favorite non-Godzilla kaiju movie, I'd have to say Gamera 2, Advent of Legion, because because of how well, I mean, it's Shusuke Kaneko again, so I mean, everything he does is wonderful. I feel like it has everything that makes a kaiju movie fantastic. Uh, Memorable and well thought out characters, these explosive action sequences, like just beautiful, sweeping, and breathtaking cinematography. The music as well. The music is also very good. And, on top of it all, the special effects. I mean, Legion is easily like one of the most ambitious tokusatsu effects like ever, alongside the likes of Biolante, Orochi from Orochi the Eight-Headed Dragon, and well, because I'm an Attack on Titan guy, the Colossal Titan from the live action Attack on Titan movies. Like those are pretty amazing effects.
Awesome. I agree. That was a good film. Like I did a review on that trilogy last year, and I imagined like during Advent of Legion how awesome the special effects were. They were just beautiful.
Oh, truly.
Alrighty, so getting into our main topic, which is filmmaking. So, what got you started with filmmaking?
Okay, so uh, my grandmother was actually a producer at Hollywood many years ago, actually, and it's like every time she'd visit home, or like every time it was Christmas or my birthday, because I mean those are pretty close to one another, December 27th. She would always get get me a bunch of movies every year, either ones uh, she helped produce, or know people who worked on them, or just really love them. And it's how I got exposed to movies like Back to the Future, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Blade Runner, The Shining, Terminator, like all that, a bunch of classic movies. And I don't know what it was about it, but I kept wanting more. It got to a point where I would actively search out more movies like them until until like one summer vacation, one of my brothers suggested that when I grow up, I would be a film director or a filmmaker because I'm always watching movies. And it was at that moment that it hit me that, yeah, I do watch a lot of movies. And, and I guess going forward, my love for film in general doesn't really just come from what I see on the screen, but more so what's behind the screen, in the sense that how how these outstanding motion pictures are made to begin with. So I ended up becoming one of the nerds who would get the those sort of like special edition releases, like the Blu-rays with the extra disc with all the bonus features, and I would watch all the bonus features. I think the first movie I did that with was the very first live action Transformers movie, which I mean, yeah, say what you will about that movie, but the stuff that went into it was absolutely amazing. It was definitely a feat when it came to filmmaking technology when it came out. And it's and I sort of I guess in a way, like I kind of self-taught myself how to make movies, like the whole pre-production process, like writing a script, what goes into a script, lighting, finding the right people you need, just it, and then the shooting, production phase, like all that stuff. I I guess it just really spoke to me to the point where I finally gave in and said, "Yeah, I want to make movies."
Yeah, I can understand. I like the behind the scenes stuff too. It's really cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think the first behind the scenes thing I watched was for Godzilla 2000.
Oh, nice.
All right, so we already talked about some of your favorite kaiju films. What are some of your favorite films in general, like normal movies, like what the normies watch?
I'm a huge fan of The Big Lebowski. I really love the Coen brothers. Jeff Bridges is a phenomenal actor. Another one I really like that did end up speaking to me on a personal level was The Disaster Artist with the James and Dave Franco. um like I just find that whole movie so uplifting, despite the fact that it's supposed to be based on the making of one of the worst movies ever made, but they somehow turned it into a very compelling, not just character study, but a very motivational piece, if you will. Like it really shows how even at the worst of things, there's always something positive to like get out of them. But as for my all-time favorite movie, I would say that it is The Last Samurai, directed by Edward Zwick, starring Tom Cruise and Ken Watanabe. Uh, that like I that I actually My dad actually took me to see that one in theaters when I was very young, and somehow it just sort of stuck with me. Now when I was young, whenever we go to the movies, see something, I didn't have many experiences where it would actually stick with me. Like The Last Samurai was probably like the first movie that actually stuck with me at that sort of age, and I didn't revisit it until like many years later, and that's when I realized why it stuck with me, because I thought its storytelling was very beautiful, the character development was outstanding, the action pieces were really good as well. Like, I mean, it's a masterpiece.
Indeed, it is. All right, we have a question from Michael Hamilton Davis. What's been your favorite behind the scenes book or special feature, and why?
So I'm a little biased here, but I've really been doing okay. So for the past several years, I've been doing a lot of digging for the live action Attack on Titan movies, because while I absolutely love and appreciate those movies, you don't really see a lot of people talking about the behind the scenes aspect of it. So for like the past year or so, like I've been going out of my way to find all these interviews, purchase Japanese magazines with like exclusive photos and interviews and whatnot. I even went as far as to buy a copy of the actual script for those movies, like just to see how like it all just sort of came together. And I guess another bias is me being a tokusatsu fan. A tokusatsu, it's truly it's truly a medium where, like, yeah, on one hand it might not look real, but at the same time you can feel like every bit of effort that was put into these productions.
Excellent, excellent. All right, moving right along. So, you recently produced a short film called Null. Is that correct?
You talking to me?
Yeah, yes. I'm talking to you. You're the only one on the screen right now. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that film?
Okay, so this was a school project I did last semester, and my and my friend Ethan, who would direct it, we were actually roommates the previous year, and we spent a good most of sophomore year before the pandemic hit, just watching movies. It's basically all we did. And sort of just took notes on what they did really well, what they did really bad. We even came up with our own scoring system that we still use to this day. And we ended up being in the same class together, particularly the one where we would make this short film. And something really clicked within us, and we got super excited about it. It's like, okay, so there's one assignment in this entire class, which is basically the final, and it's something we always wanted to do for so long. And we can also use it to kind of see where our technical prowess stands when it comes to our creativity being adapted into the screen.
Awesome. Yeah, I was watching it today, and that fight choreography is fantastic.
I was actually the main fight choreographer for Null. I basically now I basically helped Ethan out when he was writing the script, telling him like how these fights would go. It's like, okay, so say person A throws a punch, person B is gonna want to duck and try and do a counter. But how is person A gonna do something about that counter? He might try to counter something back with it. It was very complex and intricate. We really put a lot of effort when it came to the writing and performing of those fight scenes. Now, when time for shooting came, we did have to change some things here and there, mainly to accommodate for the space we were shooting in. There were some locations we couldn't get, so it was mainly for the first and last fight scene where we sort of had to settle with the next best thing.
Awesome. Real quick, just randomly, just want to say hi to Laura. Laura,
Hey, Laura.
Finnegan, my girl. How's it going? What grade did you get on the film?
I ended up getting a B, which is which is a little surprising because we actually had a little screening for it, at our college, where all the students in that class got to screen their own movies, and people seem to like mine the most, or I guess my groups the most. And it ended up getting a B, so it was a bit of a head scratcher. But then again, we did get some critiques from our professor that were just, okay, what, dude? No, that wouldn't work.
Come on,
So
guys.
that probably has a part in it.
Yeah. Also, hi, Rainy. Yes, all of Team Savage is present in the stream right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get it.
This is a historic moment.
It truly is.
All right, back to back to this. So, I was also very impressed with the all the tracking shots that were in the film. So I'm curious to know, like, what the set was like. What equipment did you use? Where did you get your props? All that fun stuff.
So uh there was only one instance in the movie where we used a tripod. Everything else was all handheld.
Really?
And yeah, and so for most of it we rented, or I guess more so borrowed than anything. I mean, it was like a rent, but we didn't have to pay anything. It was like these $3,000 cameras that the media department had. And while it did serve us well for the most part, emphasis on the most part, there were some shots that kind of looked a little ugly with it. Like the white balance was not very good. We actually had to reshoot like a couple of moments with my cell phone. You can probably tell which ones were shot with my cell phone, because it was almost like a night and day difference when comparing what was shot on my phone and what was shot with like the $3,000 camera. And there's actually a blooper reel, two blooper reels, actually. One is available on YouTube. The other one is exclusive to my Patreon. And there is there's a bit of behind the scenes shenanigans going. Um, I guess like one scene I could talk about was when what was when the main character, the hitman, he walks out of the building, and it's this one long take of him just walking forward. It was basically me walking backwards, which it was a bit difficult because there were a bunch of signs, and I didn't want to like hit my elbow on something or accidentally hit my back on something. It was also one of those elevated sidewalks, so I also had to watch my step as well, make sure I don't fall down.
That does sound challenging.
Yeah,
But yeah, those shots were so steady. I never would have guessed those were handheld shots.
thank you.
Wow. We have a question from Rainy. What influence did you take from Attack on Titan for the short?
Not so much Attack on Titan, but more so Shinji Higuchi, because Higuchi started his career making uh, like making films when he was in college, and also had a huge admiration for tokusatsu, and just basically the stuff he loved in general. So I guess that's really like the only parallel I see between me and him.
Awesome. All right. So, what other challenges did you come across while doing Null?
I was actually about to bring this one up. It was trying to shoot with fake guns. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah. Okay, so for those who don't know, guerrilla filmmaking is basically when you film without a license. We're college students. We didn't have a license to film, so we definitely had to be careful with what we were doing. But worst case scenario, uh, people saw the equipment we were using. I mean, their first thought was, "Oh, just a bunch of students doing a movie." But there was one instance where we were getting stuff out of my car to set up the shoot and whatnot, and there was an instance where where his name is Javi, who plays the main character. He was holding one of the prop guns we use, like out in the open, and at that moment, a police car drove by.
Oh
That police
no.
car easily could have saw that Javi was carrying a prop gun that shockingly looked very real. Thank God they did not notice, and shooting went pretty smoothly for the rest of that day. And but like the real complication came when we were filming on campus because so it's like at first campus police was perfectly okay with us filming with prop guns mainly because we were inside and not out in the open, but like the day later, like after we shot something on campus, I get an email saying, hey, so it came to our attention that you were using prop guns. Those are prohibited on campus. We'll have to confiscate those, and whenever you need them, just come to us, we'll give them to you. So it was a little annoying to kind of tell me after the matter, but it is what it is. It's totally understandable. But the last shootout was really difficult because it was one of the more public areas on campus. We went through a lot of red tape just to secure that space for 3 hours, and it was a lot of going back and forth with the head of the media department, the dean of students, campus police. It was a whole week worth of sending and receiving emails, and after that, we finally got we finally got the location uh, set for all of us to shoot in, and it was a good time. It was a little annoying, but it was all worth it in the end.
Yeah, such is the way of filmmaking. Kind of annoying sometimes, but it's all worth it
Yep.
in the end. We have a question from Shay. What franchise outside of Godzilla or Tokusatsu would you like to make a movie in, if possible?
I definitely want to do a Fist of the North Star movie. I feel like of all franchises, that one has the most cinematic potential. Even if the last time they did it did not do very well, mainly because of the lack of material they had to go off of. But I'd love to do Fist of the North Star someday.
Awesome. And from Laura, what was something you found to be completely different than you thought it would be while making a short film?
Um, I let's see. I mean, I kind of expected everything that happened going in. Although I will say, I finally understand studio interference, if you will. During the shooting and the writing of our script, like our professor would suggest that we do this and that, and me and Ethan, we were just like, no, there's no way this is going to work. Like one thing he suggested was have like an opening montage, like something in the style of Hot Fuzz, where we have like a big character introduction, and we're just thinking, okay, where are we gonna get the people for that? How how many locations are we going to need? Plus, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so how is any of that going to be possible? And uh, this is also supposed to be like a 10 to 15-minute movie, so that would just make it past the length requirement. So that was just useless.
All right. So, fun fact, I actually dabbled in filmmaking myself last year. I
Oh, nice.
directed a film called Anorak, which is Corona backwards.
Oh,
um,
wow.
yeah, it was a student project like yours.
Sweet.
Yeah, we had a limited time, limited crew, and a microscopic budget, so it was definitely very challenging. But yeah, I really got a thrill from just being on set, like being around all this cool equipment and bringing your vision to life. It just like lit a fire in my soul.
Oh yeah,
And yeah,
especially when you have people around you who are just as passionate as you are about this sort of stuff.
yeah, exactly. I really want to make another film. I do. So, did you feel the same way? Well, when you were making Knowledge, you feel that fire?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm sure everyone felt that.
yeah. All right. We have another question from Michael Hamilton. Have a question. How was venturing into filmmaking change? How has venturing into filmmaking changed you as a person and as an artist?
Um, just like what you said, Kim, it made me want to do more. Like if I had to relive that whole experience again, I absolutely would. Like, yeah, I did mention that like there were some, you know, rough spots on the road to completion, but it was but overall it was a really fun time. And while I'm talking about that, I guess I should also mention that Ethan and I were going to do a spiritual successor to Null with the name Void. This one, it's not going to be so heavy on action, but more focused on comedy. If you're familiar with Guy Ritchie and movies like Snatch and Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, that's going to be the tone we're aiming for. And Ethan and I have kicked around a bunch of ideas, and we're really looking forward to it.
Awesome. All right, that answers my question as to any upcoming projects. I guess you got that coming up.
Yep. And I guess I should also mention that we also plan on doing a third one with the name Zero. That's going to be more martial arts heavy. So that should be exciting.
Looking forward to seeing those projects.
And for those wondering, the series of films will be called the Nothing Trilogy because you have Void, Null, Void, and then Zero.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see that. So, hypothetical question. You're hired to direct a new kaiju film. You have the rights to all of Toho's intellectual property. What's your film like?
Let's see. Do licensed properties count?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I guess I could do one license and one no license. I definitely want to do an Attack on Titan Part 3, even though there was meant to be 2. There's still that end credit stinger that really makes me wish there was a third one. Especially considering how much the manga has developed after those movies came out. I really love to see something in the tone of those movies, like that adapts certain parts of that manga, like After the Matter. But as for something that isn't a licensed property, I would like to do a remake of Orochi the Eight-Headed Dragon. I feel like I feel like that's one like it's not perfect, but at the same time, it's really enjoyable. And with movies like Attack on Titan, Shin Godzilla, Love and Peace, the upcoming Shin Ultraman, I'd love to see it be done again with this with this modern era of tokusatsu.
Awesome. All right, we have another question from Laura. As people who have made films, do you feel like your opinions on bad movies changed?
I mentioned earlier about how I am always for the art and the craft of filmmaking. So when it comes to like bad movies, like people like to bring up Venom or Hulk. In my mind, I'm thinking, do you have any idea how hard it is to make a movie? Also, do you have any idea what happened during the making of those movies? Like when it's stuff like that, I just take it as people who just don't really understand, the art and the craft of it all.
Yeah, they don't really know like what really goes into making a film. Like they think like oh, I'm gonna go make a movie. You just take a camera and then you just boof, it's done. That's not.
Yeah,
There's a lot more to it than that.
yeah. It's like a cinematographer that they just don't film a movie. That they have to check the white balance. There's always that shot list that they have to keep looking at. There's also the storyboard, so they know like how it's going to be shot. um there's also focus, color correction. There's all these like little aspects that go into it. Oh yeah, and make sure that battery is charged.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the worst. You go onto the set and your battery's not charged. Like crap.
Thankfully we had 2 on set. Yeah, and also kind of goes back to me being a fan of tokusatsu. like all of those movies are low budget movies. People who just flat out say they're bad because they're cheap. It's like, yeah, so
That's what makes them fun.
yeah.
I mean, they're not like Oscar winners, but they're fun to watch.
Yeah, it's like some of these movies don't even cost as much as, say, a chair from IKEA. Like, do you have any idea how impressive that is?
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, but bad movies don't exist. It's all subjective.
Oh yeah, like all art and media.
Yeah. Alrighty. What other questions do I have for you, my good sir? So what are some of your favorite filmmakers? I know you already mentioned like Shinji Higuchi and Shusei Kaneko and all them, but anyone else?
I also mentioned the Coen brothers and Edward Zwick. Others I really like is, okay, people like to talk about how overrated he is and how pretentious he is, but I love Christopher Nolan. I think Christopher Nolan is a brilliant director. I also like Guy Ritchie. I really love his style, and gonna pick some from Yoko Gucci real quick. I also love Hideaki Anno as a filmmaker. Mamoru Oshii is one I've really grown to love as my favorite movie of his has become The Red Spectacles, which I always rave about on Twitter. I think it's an absolute masterpiece, which certainly did kind of carry over into the making of Null unintentionally. I'm just kind of looking up at my little movie collection I have up. Oh, Shinya Tsukamoto is one I absolutely adore. He's basically known for an indie film he made in his college years, being Tetsuo the Iron Man, which if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's wild. He's also capable of making these very emotional and character driven movies like Vital and Kotoko, and he just has so much range as a director that, yeah, it's kind of sad that not a lot of people talk about that, especially Kotoko, which it's a movie about mental illness. You think people would be drawn more to that, but you don't see a lot of people talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, let's talk about the movie where the crazy man turns into metal.
That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Michael Hamilton. There is no such thing as a bad movie, just movies you don't like, even Godzilla 98.
Yes, always.
Yep. All right. So, what other hobbies do you have aside from filmmaking?
Let's see. I mean, pretty much all my hobbies kind of revolve around that. Oh, I I also like to build model kits. I did a couple of building streams for Gunpla on my channel. I recently built a Linkin Park Gundam and the G Savior. Those I had a lot of fun with.
Awesome. All righty. So, we are coming up to the end of our stream just about because I ran out of questions, unless anyone else in the chat has any more questions. And I do believe you have a giveaway, my good sir.
Yes, I do.
It's giveaway time. Yay!
Oh, yeah.
So let me just show everyone what is being given away. Ah, what is this?
That is an Otaki Gym t-shirt. One variant of a four technically. There's two with a white design and two with a black design. What you're seeing on the screen is the dumbbell variant, but the one I'm wearing right now has a barbell beneath Jet Jaguar's head. It is based on the anime Godzilla Singular Point. It was mainly inspired by the character Habaru, who's the buff guy in the series. So that like motivated me to make a t-shirt out of that. And I guess that's also another hobby of mine. I'm a graphic designer when I feel like it.
Awesome.
So yes, this is what I'm giving away.
Alrighty. And if you want to get your hands on this t-shirt, you will have to be the first one to answer this trivia question. Jet Jaguar is a combination of which two Japanese superheroes? All right. And this is the part where I wanted to have like some music ready, but I didn't have, time.
I gotcha.
It's the whole music. Jet Jaguar is a combination of which two Japanese superheroes? And I think we have an answer from Mr.
Yes.
Professor
Yes.
Kaiju. Hello.
That's that. Hey.
That is the correct answer. Congratulations, Professor Kaiju. I'm sure you and Davis will communicate with each other. I was like, yeah, send him a shirt.
Yeah, just DM me the info on Twitter. And also you can also see what sizes and colors they come in.
All right, fun times. All right, congratulations. Oh, hey, Professor Kaiju. All right, let's get rid of this banner here. We're done with this. Goodbye. And stop screen. All right. Well, this was nice.
Oh yeah, it really was.
All right. So before we head on out of here, why don't you go ahead and plug your stuff?
Okay, so you can find me on YouTube, but also Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also have a Patreon page if you want to support that. A part of that is also going into future filmmaking projects, especially Void, which is currently in pre-production, as probably stated on my Twitter username. And also have a TeePublic that y'all just saw. I have a bunch more cool designs. I got some Gundam designs, some Garo designs, several Godzilla, and whatnot. And tonight at 9:00 Eastern, I'll be doing another watch party. This weekend we've been watching the original Mobile Suit Gundam movie trilogy. Friday we watched the first movie. Last night we watched the second, and tonight we're going to be watching the third and last movie. So look forward to that. So that's all I got.
All right, that sounds like a good time for everyone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, TitanGoji's information is down in the description below, along with my information. All right, thank you for coming on to my show, my good sir. It was a pleasure having you.
Yeah, and thank you for having me on. This was great.
This was fun. We should do this again sometime.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. And to you watching at home, thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day to hang out with me and my lovely guest. Please do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like this video if you haven't already. And if you had a good time with me here today, I'm tired, I'm sick, I'm ready to go to bed. Follow me on all the socials. And I guess I'll see you next time.
Take care, y'all.
Awkward at all. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.